Amazing. Okay, guys, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you are in, you are welcome here. So today we have a very fun, exciting lineup. We have WooFi, which I assume I said right, but hopefully. Then UniDex, and then last but certainly not least, Fractal Visions. As a reminder, this space is a space held for the community. It is not an endorsement of these projects. Do your own research, T's and C's apply, all of that fun stuff. Without further ado, WooFi, are you ready?
Yeah, we are. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for having. Is it Vonnie? Should I call you Vonnie?
Yeah, Bonnie is perfect.
Oh, thank you, Vonnie. And I love the music, by the way. I think I'll have to start popping in here more often if you're playing like hardcore music like that.
We have Friday jam days. Swing by any Friday. I do try to keep it going outside of my time zone, but that's a little bit difficult sometimes.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate music over here at Woo as well. We usually do like DAO calls every Thursday. We sort of put them on pause for a little bit, but we have like one guy on the team who plays guitar, and like we get him to do an intro every week. So yeah, love.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I wish I had kind of that same musical talent, but alas.
I
Yeah.
can just play other people's music. That's it. That's my talent.
No, same for me. But yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm sharing screens. I hope everyone can see. I'll give everyone a chance
Yep,
just to yeah
we can see it.
take a look. So my name's George, and I'm from Woo Network. And you can think of us as a project that focuses on kind of providing like killer trading products. That's our aim, is to essentially create products that empower traders. And we have like a kex, which is like a zero fee kex, and we call it WooX. We have WooFi, which is what you're looking at on your screens right now, which is like a swap and earn DApp. And we also have another DApp, which is more like akin to a DEX with an order book, and that caters more to professional traders. So what you're seeing is one of our two decentralized products, and it's very much sort of designed to basically give you the best bang for your buck if you're like wanting to swap. We have sort of cross-chain support, and we also have some really cool earning strategies that I'd just like to walk you guys through today. And like we're very new to the optimism scene, so like I say, like we're super stoked to be here. We only launched support for optimism on Monday, but we have like a very long-term kind of mindset where we are very determined to like add value to optimism in as many ways as we can. And again, like hopefully I can outline some of our intentions here in this demo. So what you can see on your screen, this is WooFi. I mean, it's like a super like friendly UI. I'm currently connected to Optimism. And like I say, one of the cool things that you can do on WooFi is just simple swaps. So you'll see here in terms of like assets, we don't have like a very long list like you might find on Uniswap, but this actually is because we aren't an AMM. We use synthetic proactive market making liquidity. So think of WooFi as just basically simulating the liquidity of our centralized exchange WooX. So you'll find the exact same prices on our KEX on WooFi. The only difference really is that we have a different UI, and that you're paying the gas costs on top, which you wouldn't pay on a KEX. So if I do a simple swap for you, I'll type in 20 USDC and we can swap it to ETH. You'll see here like what we do is compare the pricing to competitors. Like most of the time we will come out on top. It's not always. Like you can see here Velodrome, like it's very typical that as I'm in the demo with you guys then it would show that the Velodrome is giving like a very slightly better quote. But most of the time, especially for larger swaps, you'll find that WooFi is like provides killer execution really for blue chips. So I could like swap this right now, and you'll see just confirm the swap, approve it in MetaMask, and we'll say pending up here. And usually these go through very quickly. And as we wait for that to complete, there we go. That is done. I can see the TX. I have the ETH in my wallet now. So simple swaps, we're really good for, especially if you're like swapping between ETH and stable coins. This is what I'd recommend. Or maybe you want to swap some OP. The next thing that I'll show you guys is our supercharger vaults. So we recently rolled out WooFi Earn 2.0, and think of it as it's basically a place which sort of showcases all of the supercharger vaults that we have on WooFi. And what I can do is, if I go to, you can see up here actually are featured vaults. Like you can see two ones on Optimism we have right now. One for OP is currently giving 25% APR. We have one for USDC as well, giving 9%. If I go further down, you'll see here on WooFi Earn, you can track your earnings, how much you're holding, what monthly profits you're getting, and the average APRs that you're reaping. And I can click here under all chains. I can search for Optimism, and I can narrow in, and I can see that we right now have 3 supercharger vaults for Optimism, one for OP, one for ETH, one for USDC. These 3 vaults, it's single-sided yield. So you just have to deposit the asset that's listed, and there's like no impermanent loss on these. So if you're wondering like how we do this, what I can do is I can hover over the APR on the screen so that you can see. You'll see that some of the APR, or a large part, if you look down at the bottom, it says XWOO reward APR. So one thing that we do every month is we distribute 100,000 XWOO to essentially anyone who is depositing in any WooFi supercharger vault. So by depositing into any of these supercharger vaults, you actually get a share of those 100,000 monthly XWOO rewards. And you'll see here, if I click on OP, for instance, you'll see here there is a little section to claim your Woo rewards. The other APRs, if you look, it says Homora is giving 5.8%. So part of the yield comes from an external sort of third-party auto compounding strategy. So we'll park a little bit of your assets in like an external party. I believe Homora is very much like Alpaca. I think Alpaca is actually a fork of Homora, and we went for Homora because they're very secure and we like them, and like security is always our priority. And you'll see another part of the yield, 7.43%. It says there is coming from WooFi. What that means is, so I mentioned that WooFi isn't an AMM. The professional market maker who is essentially market making on WooFi, they are borrowing some of these funds to provide liquidity on WooFi, and we charge them obviously a small borrowing fee to do it. So the depositor gets essentially yield from interest payments coming from WooFi's professional market maker. And I can show you right now how it works. So it's 2 steps. I can deposit, let's say 0.1. Let's go for 0.05 ETH. I want to deposit into this ETH supercharger vault on Optimism, because I can see it's given 27% APR. Maybe I like ETH, and I want to earn on Optimism. So I'm going to deposit. I'm going to approve it in my MetaMask. You'll see up here, you can see it's pending. And what's going to happen very shortly is I'm going to receive some WE ETH. So WE just stands for WooFi Earn ETH. And it's basically represents my share of the pool or of the vault. And I'm going to click max, which represents my WooFi Earn ETH. I'm going to click max, and I'm going to click stake. And what this second step is doing is this is allowing me to start sharing in the 100,000 monthly XWOO rewards. We kind of changed the layout to make it more obvious that you need to do this. So depositing is now just a 2-step process. So I'm depositing my WooFi Earn ETH, and boom, it's done. And now each day I can just come here and I can just click claim, and I can start scooping up my additional Woo rewards. So yeah, those are the supercharger vaults. And we also have cross-chain support. So what I could do is I could swap to a different chain. Let's say I want to come into Optimism. I have some funds on Arbitrum right now. So what I can do is I can come here to WooFi Swap. And you'll see here I'm connected to Arbitrum as my source chain. Let's say I want to swap ETH to Optimism. I just choose Optimism from the list. I've got it here. It's selected. I just pick which asset I want to swap into. Maybe it's ETH. maybe it's USDC. Let's do ETH, and I could do 0.01 ETH. And you'll see we use Stargate. Stargate is the kind of underlying technology that we use for cross-chain swaps. And I click swap. By the way, it tells you before I do it, you can see here the fee. So WooFi charges, the fee is usually very low. So WooFi charges a 0.025% fee. And that is like much lower than Uniswap or most dexes. And it goes back to the idea of us like just wanting to empower traders. So there you go. And I just click swap. And they can be as fast. You'll see the gas cost here. It is quite high for this TX, but the gas usually the gas isn't so expensive, and it can complete in about 30 seconds. I'm going to confirm it. Let's send it through. It can take anywhere from like 30 seconds to, let's say, 2 minutes usually is the time, unless you're doing it from Polygon. And Polygon is quite notoriously slow if you're like swapping to Optimism from Polygon. But you'll see down here, it like, it's keeping track of the transaction for you, and it will let you know as soon as it's done. What I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm just going to swap to the dashboard. And I'm going to showcase as well this for you. This will be the last thing that I show you. You'll notice that for what you can do is just track kind of the volume on each chain. So we only integrated with Optimism on Monday, but you can track cool stats as well. So if you're interested to see like, what's being swapped the most, where most of the volume is coming from, like in terms of aggregators and stuff, you can actually just track it all on the dashboard as well. It's quite interesting just to have a look. You can also see just like our volume over time, as well as how much Woo we're buying back. Just for reference, what we're doing is 80% of all swap fees generated on Optimism, we use to buy back Woo, and we reward that back to stakers in the form of real yield. So WooFi takes a very sustainable approach, and we try not to inflate yields too much. We like to sort of supplement yields as sort of with natural means where we can. And that is WooFi in a nutshell. I'm conscious I've taken up a lot of time already. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know or follow us on Twitter. We're at Woo Network. And yeah, that is WooFi. Thank you for having me.
Woo! Fi. I love it. If anyone has any questions, you can also drop them in the chat if you want to get an answer right now. Otherwise, you can definitely go and reach out to them on their Twitter or Discord. You can also definitely drop those links for everyone else, because people love that shit. All right. Next up, also thank you so much. That was very cool. I like that you guys take a sustainable approach. I think lots of finance can get a little bit carried away sometimes trying to chase yield, which is not good for anyone. Right. Next up, we have UniDex. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Amazing. All right.
Go ahead and share my screen.
Amazing. Just give it a second to load. Okay, cool. Go for it.
All right. Yeah, sure. So, hey guys, my name is Karal Amin. I'm actually the founder of the UniDex project, and this is I'm going to be showing two different protocols actually that we've actually deployed on Optimism. One of them is going to be our leverage trading protocol, and then the other one is going to actually be our swap aggregator. And we launched a swap aggregator quite a while back on Optimism, but a lot of our activity on Optimism has actually been our leverage trading protocol, which we recently deployed about a month ago. So let me just go ahead and jump into the leverage trading protocol. Basically, it's very similar to what you would see with, let's say, GNS on Polygon or even GMX on Arbitrum, although we generally take the approach of having a lot more pairs to trade with and more flexibility within our Oracle system. So you can see right here off the bat, we do support quite a bit of pairs in terms of like range. So we have your standard blue chip cryptos. We have forex pairs, commodities, even ETFs, even some stocks. We have a lot of different things tradable for the user, and we're always looking for new things to go ahead and list for our users. We originally launched our Phantom, but we were wanting an L2 deployment just because when it comes to trading, you're always concerned about speed. And so yeah, we've had success and some feedback from our Optimism traders. Rates are synthetically priced, so you're not actually exchanging anything. And functionality should be quite similar to what you would see on a centralized exchange. When you're opening a trade, and I can even possibly even demo that right here. Like, let's say I wanted to enter a one-size trade. Just go ahead and confirm my order. There's a funding fee. There's also a fee. We have very flexible leverage options as well. No weird rules, so you can go up to 1x leverage or 100x leverage, but I'm going to place 100x leverage trade here. And just go ahead and wait for that transaction to confirm. There you go, that transaction confirmed, and then it will be executed shortly. Somebody's asking who's the Oracle. Yeah, so we have quite a few different ways that we differentiate ourselves here. So the fast price feed, which is quite similar to how things like GMX, GNS, or even Pico Protocol on Optimism works, that's going to be our own Oracle, but then it's bounded by or soft pegged to a Chainlink Oracle or any other Oracle that we do choose. So it's not necessarily required that it's pegged to an Oracle, which lets us be a little bit more flexible. And if it's not, then we'll actually show that on the UI. So far, all the pairs that we do have listed right now, though, is pegged to an existing Chainlink price feed by like a boundary of about 2.5%. But we do have the option of listing things with a custom-made Oracle and only that custom-made Oracle. So that actually lets us list some very interesting pairs. For example, we can create a pair index for, let's say, the Optimism index. And this can actually be a tradable index of, let's say, I don't know, the top 10 DeFi tokens on Optimism, or even the L2 index. For the L2s that do have their own token, we can create an index for something like that. So we do offer quite a lot of flexibility within pairs. For example, you can see the ones that we already have listed. We're always looking for feedback of new ones to list. So if there's any traders that would like to see some interesting trading pairs, do reach out to us and let us know. But yeah, it's a fairly straightforward platform. You can open and close trades pretty fast. And we have a lot of flexible leverage options. For those that like yield and like to pool, our pool would be perfect for that. We are on a lot of different chains, but of course we're going to cover the Optimism one. That's going to be our DAI pool, actually. So this DAI pool actually serves as the counterparty to all the trades on the platform. So if traders are winning, then it's actually going to take from this pool. And if traders are losing, it's going to pay the pool. It's very similar if you're already familiar with the concept of GMX, although it's a lot more simpler because now it's just a single stake DAI pool. So yeah, there's no real weird rules associated with that either. It's a super straightforward platform in terms of interacting with the protocol and also providing liquidity on the protocol as well. As I mentioned, we launched about a month ago on Optimism, so you can see our stats here, as well as our other chains if you're looking for see where you want to provide that liquidity. And we're looking to do a few more trading competitions. You can probably guess where we started doing the trading competitions on the here. And so we're thinking about doing another one. So we definitely want the trader feedback before we progress, though. I don't want to take up too much time on the leverage protocol. I do want to talk a little bit about the swap aggregator. So I'm going to move away from the leverage protocol real fast. And then you can find our spot trading aggregator actually just at the top here. So if you were to just click spot trading, you can go to our spot trading aggregator. And the thing that makes this really unique is actually going to be how we actually aggregate. We don't actually just aggregate from a few select dexes like, let's say, 1inch would do. We actually aggregate other aggregators on the market, including we took actually this another step forward. We actually aggregate other meta aggregators as well. It's like aggregatorception. But basically, all you need to know as a trader is that you're always guaranteed you're going to get that best swap rate. I know WooFi actually jumped into do his short presentation here. We actually also aggregate them as well. So there's some synergy there and some benefits that you can already see that for using UniDex for your swaps. We'll compare and pull from all the different liquidity providers, so that's liquidity providers and other aggregators, so that you never need to actually open up 4 different tabs or trust the protocol that they're giving you the right rate. If you're using UniDex, we're going to be pulling from all these different sources and making sure that your favorite protocol is up to edge. And so you can see here, all the way at the bottom, I'm doing a 10 ETH to DAI swap here. And you can see, for example, 0x, if you were to route your trade through them, you would have gotten a rate that's worse by 0.12%. And if I actually start kicking up this number, you can see where this really can start saving you some money. Let's say I do a 1,000 ETH swap, and then it really actually starts bugging out here. But let's wait for that requote. There you go. Yeah, so you could see the difference between actually routing through different aggregators can be quite extreme sometimes. And we're actually coming out with a simple mode pretty soon, so that if you're not too fond of the interface, I know 1inch and some of the other platforms give a very simple in and out type of style UI, very very similar to Uniswap, let's say. So we are releasing that pretty soon as well, and we would like your feedback on that as well. But yeah, basically the whole thesis of UniDex is we're trying to aggregate everything, whether that be a lot of trading pairs, aggregating leverage, aggregating other aggregators. We're just trying to give you that best rate on the market. So yeah, that's basically a quick high-level overview of UniDex. If you want to give us some feedback, or you have some pairs that you would like to see, do reach out to us in our socials. That's going to just be at UniDex Finance on Twitter, or you can go to our Discord by just going to discord.gg/UniDex and join our Discord server. Lovely community of traders. We'll welcome you with open arms, and we're always looking for that feedback. And yeah, thanks guys. If you have any questions, do let me know. But that's all from my side.
Thanks so much. That was great. Yeah, definitely. If you have any questions, guys, please drop them in chat. If you want to drop the links to your socials, people can definitely reach out to you there. But yeah, that's really cool. I do love me. What does someone say in chat? It was an aggregator of aggregators.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're here for that, Exactly. Very interesting. All right, cool. Yeah, you guys should totally integrate. We can hook you up. Let's do that. All right, cool. So next up, we have a lovely repeat demoer, which I love to see. Fractal Visions. Are y'all ready? Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me, everyone?
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. Let me just start with pasting some links in the chat here, and we will get started.
Gotta have them links. See, I love to see that. Get your links out first,
Okay, yeah. Today we're doing a little bit of a read along with the article that I wrote. The title of the article is Fractal Visions Optimistic Mission. And this basically relates to kind of my journey, how we have ended up here with OP governance and become part of the OP family. But yeah, without any further ado, we will get started, and hopefully I sound a little bit better than the automated computer voice on Medium. Sometimes it's better to hear it straight from the artist. Okay, here we go. Fractal Visions is a multifaceted and multidimensional creative artist hub. We are currently developing a new marketplace and focusing on Optimism NFTs and creators who want to contribute towards public goods. The Ethereal Art Museum DAO was created in 2021 for the future implementation of off-chain voting starting in 2023 this year, and we're going to use Snapshot for that. This voting structure provides a very early framework for our DAO related to the Fractal Visions ecosystem. We're going to use it to create bounties, initiatives, proposals and grants, all in relation to the artwork and the artists who are featured on the Fractal Visions NFT marketplace. And we have 100,000 of these tokens that we're going to be using for on-chain voting for governance once we finally get there. That is done through Aragon. That's the framework that we use. And those tokens will be distributed and allocated to certain committees that are currently forming in our NFT community right now. So if you'd like to find out more about our DAO as it progresses, details are posted within our Discord as updates become available. Our project currently has a couple different projects minting on our website on Optimism, and a few of them are actually minting in native OP token, which is something that we really love to utilize the token for besides governance as well. And here's a little bit about where I came from. So ever since January 10th, 2021, the beginning of our journey in the crypto space has been clear. We are on a mission to build a strong foundation for artists far and wide. My partner and I, her name is Alicia, we started our grant on Gitcoin Network in 2021 and have never received the full funding that we needed for the development. With the future of retroactive public goods funding in the near future, things are looking very optimistic. Grants have helped us all the way back into the traditional art world. When the pandemic hit, that was the only way our fine art printing studio and archival art photography service stayed open until we couldn't have meetings in person anymore. Blockchain technology has allowed us to bridge the gap between the physical and the digital art world. The foundation and framework we have developed for artists to integrate their traditional art business with Web3 solutions and a fair royalty distribution model helps ensure that artists are paid the highest amount of royalties possible. And let me explain something about this. With our traditional printing, we're manufacturing our own prints and everything in-house, so we're able to cut out a lot of the costs for the artists. Costs are reduced even more as we shift away from that traditional medium, and we're just ditching the physical product completely and utilizing NFTs for brand awareness and the proliferation of the artwork. And then beyond art, music is a huge part of our life, and our creation process involves listening to music that inspires us the most. Our friend Hardistry Music is one of the artists that we have helped onboard into the Optimism ecosystem. In the past year, Hardistry has played a virtual event art gallery in our voxels plot, and also released 51 music NFTs on Optimism with our assistance. And this is just one example of how we are committed to helping the ecosystem grow. Most recently, Hardistry has joined the delegation committee for Optimism as well. So we're really excited to see another artist and a musician enter the space here in Optimism. Our ultimate vision is to see the NFT and music NFT sector grow into a cultivation of high-level artists who are curated in a way that it highlights their talents. Empowering and encouraging each artist to contribute to the network and retroactive public goods. The main goal at the moment is to create a platform where we can focus on each artist that is part of the community without any other distractions. The Fractal Visions marketplace will serve as not only the native launch pad and replacement for Quicks, it will also provide a proper marketplace for high-level curation and cultivation to take place as the ecosystem grows over time. And currently, right now, we're building a marketplace solution for Layer 2 NFTs on Optimism. Additionally, we have planned to build a fully dedicated Optimism-centered launchpad for NFT artists. And this has kind of been a dream of mine to create something that's really heavily focused on art and music with the use of technology, and now's the time. We got to strike while the iron's hot. So yeah, as far as what our mission and what our purpose is, we're pioneering our way into the future of art and history on the blockchain. And we have a small team of just 4 people right now, helping to start up and build the project for our artist hub. So we hope to really serve the community here on Optimism and be able to provide a proper replacement for artists to be able to come into the Optimism NFT community. But yeah, that was it. That was my speech, and yeah, we're really excited to be building this new platform. I think we'll have the most viable product out here this next month, so we should have some sort of beta version soon.
Oh my god, that is so exciting. It's as sad as it is to see Quicks closing down. It's been amazing to see how the community has just stepped up. I'm so excited to see these NFT platforms. And you said you would also do like native launches, not just a marketplace?
Yeah, so I've been speaking with governance because I'm on the NFT and gaming committee with Jay Rocky, and speaking with some of the other governance members. They were saying, what can we do to salvage whatever tools or the launch pad or maybe the bridge from Quicks. So we're definitely taking a look at that, especially once their code becomes available, because that's going to be open source for anybody to use, which is great. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can utilize it, but we're already right now we're just building from scratch and doing everything from scratch. So we're gonna build our own custom launch pad, but that will be after the marketplace. That's priority first.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. Yeah, I think once they open source, we're going to see lots of innovation. Nothing like everyone coming together to make some improvements, Love to see it. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, if anyone has any questions, please do drop them in chat. We'll stick around for a little bit longer in case there are any straggling questions. But otherwise, this was fantastic. Thank you all. Fractal, absolutely loved your writing. You write very well, so that's a nice thing to read. And yeah, don't forget to drop your links. Go check these projects out. And don't forget that this was the last demo day for the year. So next week we have our last office hours for the year. And then after that, it is the holiday break. So we will be coming back on January 18th with an office hours. And then we'll go back into our regular cadence of office hours and demo days. So if I don't see you next week at the office hours, my beautiful people, I will see you next year. So happy holidays, New Year, and slightly less New Year. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic time. Take a break, relax. I know crypto can be very intense sometimes, but you guys all deserve to take it off your shoulders for a minute. Just delete Twitter for like a week. It'll do your mental health good. And then when you get back online, you can have no idea what happened, because I did that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you guys have a great time, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you again for having us, Bonnie. Really appreciate it.